hall has been taken, or there has been the counting in more than one hall. So in all cases, actually in all ACs, the counting is happening at invariably at 14 tables, and the number of rounds are ranging from lowest 19 rounds to 51 rounds in Bihar in different ACs. So the approximate average for Bihar would be close to 35 per AC number of rounds in for the final results. So this is the broad picture, and our counting machinery on ground is doing our work very diligently without any glitch, as already pointed out by our colleagues here. And we hope to finish the counting as per the procedure late tonight. Thank you.
We have some questions from media. The first question is from Ritika Chopra of Indian Express. Can the Deputy Election Commissioner please list out the differences between a conventional counting process and the Bihar counting on account of COVID-19?
I will take up this particular question. As I mentioned already, that in terms of counting, Commission prescribed to, you can say that
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this press conference at the conclusion of the third and final phase of the elections to the Legislative Assembly of Bihar. Today we have also had by-elections to 4 assembly constituencies in Manipur and 1 parliamentary constituency in Bihar. We shall have statements from senior officers of the Commission, followed by questions. To begin with, I request Sri Umesh Sinha, Secretary General, Election Commission of India, to deliver his opening remarks.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, media friends. The team of Election Commission of India is here again before you to brief about the details of the last phase of the poll conducted today, and also give you details about all the phases of Bihar elections and the by-election which took place today. We stand today at a very unique point of history. In the month of March, when the pandemic started in India, and then we had a lot of apprehension, how will we hold our elections, how will we plan our elections. Having concluded successfully third and last phase of election in Bihar, I can say with full confidence about the robustness of our electoral process, the confidence and maturity of our voters and all the stakeholders in the electoral process. In Indian elections, owing to massive scale and incredible complexity, are planned much in advance. Normally, we plan and prepare all our elections almost 1 year in advance. So fortunately, we were very well prepared with logistics, infrastructure and manpower, but in between, in the month of March, the onslaught of pandemic COVID-19 started, and then we had the major issue how to cope with the pandemic and how to prepare ourselves for the forthcoming election of Bihar and other by-elections. You all know that Bihar is one of the most populous state in the country, and if we consider even on a global scale, it will stand out as one of the biggest elections. We also had many elections, but fortunately we had this general election towards the second half of the year. The onslaught of COVID made us revisit and recalibrate many of our set procedures and processes, as it was imperative to balance health and safety concerns with the democratic aspirations. This is as easier said than done. Today we have done it successfully, and we can say with confidence that the electoral process of India is very robust, very well planned, and our election commission, with the experience gained in last 70 years, we are capable of handling the elections in one of the most adverse situations and circumstances. The largest scale requirement of manpower, logistics and procurement of COVID's safety gear and material was a very big challenge. As the country embattled COVID and health advisories which are being issued by MHA, by the state government, by the health ministry, a meticulous planning and preparation was required. So to begin with, the commission consulted all the stakeholders and planned a comprehensive mechanism and broad guidelines as to how we will prepare ourselves for the elections. We learned from the international experiences. We also made changes in our procedures, revamped training and capacity building programs, aggressively pursued awareness drives, and most importantly, polling station infrastructure, which was transformed to make it safe and hygienic with a social distancing norm and sanitization protocols built in for more than 1 lakh polling stations. This was a challenging task. As you are all aware that most of the polling stations have a large number of electors. We have a norm up to about 1,500 voters. This was to be revisited, and we brought down the number to 1,000 electors maximum in a polling station, and that increased the number of polling stations from about 70,000 to more than 1,07,000. So must share with you that the voters and the poll machinery of state, where they have achieved the goal that was set of ensuring exercise of franchise in a safe and voting environment. Bihar has witnessed extremely enthusiastic polling in all 3 phases of elections. So, first of all, on behalf of Election Commission of India, I would like to pay tribute to all the voters of Bihar and all the voters of other states who participated in the by-elections. I would express my gratitude and the gratitude of the Commission, especially to the senior citizens, women and persons with disability, for their indomitable spirit and conviction as they came out in a large number to vote, reposing their faith once again in the electoral process. I wish to express my gratitude to our entire electoral machinery, of course beginning from the Election Commission of India, because the first exercise was definitely all the policy planning was done by my colleagues here under the able guidance of our Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Sunil Arora, our Honorable Election Commissioners, Mr. Sushil Chandra and Mr. Rajiv Kumar, and all our teams. For each and every day they toiled to make a complete arrangement. Our friend Mr. Dharmen Sharma, who planned for the training and capacity building of more than 4 lakh officials. Mr. Chandrabhushan Kumar is the Deputy Election Commissioner in charge of Bihar. He worked every day so hard and visited so many times to Bihar, monitored the electoral machinery. Our Chief Electoral Officer
So in all cases, actually in all ACs, the counting is happening at invariably at 14 tables, and the number of rounds are ranging from lowest 19 rounds to 51 rounds in Bihar in different ACs. So the approximate average for Bihar would be close to 35 per AC number of rounds in for the final results. So this is the broad out any glitch, as already pointed out, and we hope to finish as per the procedure late tonight. So in all cases, actually in all cases, the counting is happening at in rounds ranging from lowest 19 rounds to 51 rounds in Bihar in different ACs. So approximate average for Bihar would be close to 35 per AC number of rounds in for the final results. So this is the picture, and our machinery on ground is doing work very diligently without and hope to as